Here we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Zagard-tastic stream. And it's I, your friend, the one, the only Z, a single Zagard. And I hope you're all having a wonderful morning, noon, night, evening, whatever time it is for you today. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den, my friends. And it is another wonderful, beautiful, magical Mondays here in the Dragon's Den, where we will be playing some more Satisfactory. And what we are working on right now is off stream. I have upgraded our facilities just a smidgen, and now that we've updated it, we're going to we're gonna just kind of chill for a bit and kind of change out the look of our factory a bit. As you can see around the train station here. Let's turn on the chill vibes music. Ooh, almost didn't make that. There we go. Let me just turn up el music a bit, because it's a little too quiet for my taste. Maybe it's my headphones. There we go. There we go. That's some chill vibes time. Let me just mute this so that way there's no chance of that doubling. No, I didn't want to open that. Hello, Optimus Philip. Hello, Lily. America time. Yo, America. 1 second, everyone. I just want to... Kitty, you want to be in or out? Okay. I was letting the kitties go in and out, and it was bugging me that the door was open. I have a K-pop song stuck in my head, so here we are. Which one? There's so many of them. Anyway, so yeah, I've updated the train setup area. It's now got this protective glass to keep birds and people out so they don't get harmed. And then this is just here so that way I can check what kind of builds I have. That way I can like, oh, what do I need to build? Blah, blah, blah. Got it. Cool. This I might, you know what? I'm gonna do put a ramp here and here just because I can. Democracy. Manage democracy for Super Earth. So, I've updated my factory quite a bit since the last you guys saw it on Wednesday. I'm now making computers. Actually, I want to get rid of some trees real quick, so let me go do that. Let's zoom across the map here. I just realized I was not showing gameplay. I'm so papega. I always do that, chat. I was like, look at all this stuff I've done. You can't see it. Soda pop from K-pop Demon Hunters. I don't know who that is. I know the anime Demon Hunter. That's it. That being said, I haven't watched the anime Demon Hunter. So here's the stuff I added around the train station here. Protect birds and people. I should probably add a door. Let's change this to a door. That way we have a way in now, whenever we want it. What's nice is that this is just visually a door here. In actuality, you just walk through it. It's just a hole. I mean, what is a doorway if not just a hole? And then, of course, we've got our rubber, and we don't have any plastic right now because we're waiting for the other side of the station to fill up, I'm guessing. What a perfect time to come when it's all like nice and sunny. Or when the sun is setting, I mean. So down here, we've set up a nice little section to build wires and these plates to go into our crystal oscillators. Because we don't have a lot of reasons for crystal quartz right now anymore, but we did need crystal oscillators for some things. So we started making a bunch of those. Mainly, we want crystal oscillators for, let's see, is there one over here? There is. One second. Goblin was making noise in the other room. I was worried he was going to break something. So anyways, crystal oscillators make these. And what they are is you just put them on a belt and it tells you how many per minute you're moving on a belt. Are any of them too low? No, they're all good numbers right now. I'm wondering if I need to worry about not manufacturing enough. I can always update it to manufacture more. So we'll come back to that if that becomes a problem. And then we have our rubber. We set up our rubber going down here. So that way it's not crisscrossing with everything. It goes down here on the base platforms. And these limestone are old. These are old setups, but that's fine. I don't mind them being like that. So the rubber goes here, and then it goes, it goes around this one. Which, what is this up here again? I think this is, yeah, some copper sheets. Why is my playlist not? It shows it's playing. but it stops. What's wrong with it? Why does it always stop after one song? Okay, let's see if we can fix that in a minute. First, I'll finish showing this off. That's really annoying that it plays one song and then stops. It should be continuing. I know these are songs from my own folders. Anyways, this rubber goes this way, and it's currently used to make part of our phase 3, so I'll ignore that for now because I want to get back to my original project that I was working on for today's stream. There's two one is original and one is part of the story. The next thing we need to start making is these heavy modular frames up here on the right there. And what we need for those is limestone frames and steel. Iron frames and steel. So let's see, where were we last? Right, so I'm closing in this factory here. I'm putting walls up. That was the last thing I was doing. As you can see, if you're wondering why there's openings, it's because what I like to do first is get the highest part of the walls. And you might notice that there's an opening up here, and that's because for most of it, I'll go up here. It makes it easier to see. You see, if I build another wall here, it's now got a half wall, and I'm not a fan of that. That bugs the hell out of me. So, but if I just put 1, 2, now it's a finished wall. And sure, it doesn't line up with the. Let's put it on zoom mode. It doesn't line up perfectly, but it meshes well, and I like that. Z building walls. Yeah, we want to make sure the animals don't get stuck in there and die from heat and things like that. And we'll fix up any clipping electric wires like this one after we've set up the walls. I premiered that new Percy Jackson video, feeling pretty good about it so far. I don't generally like to premiere videos. I like to just post them. I know other people will premiere them, but that's just me. I'm not sure. I don't really see the value of premiering them yet. I think when you're a big creator, it really works. But also when you're a big enough creator, you can just post stuff. You don't need to premiere. So I feel 50-50 about it. That being said, I'm glad you, regardless of how you put it up, I'm glad you've put it up. It's always good to, number one rule as a content creator is just make shit. Make shit. If it comes out bad, it comes out bad. If it comes out good, it comes out good. I see you didn't really change your thumbnail too much since last I posted a message. I still think that thumbnail is a bit too cluttered. But hey, whatever you like. If that's the one you want to go with, then go with it for now. I do recommend trying with one of your other videos. Change the thumbnail to make it like more clean, more catchy, and see how that goes for you. Did I already collect one of these? I did. Okay, cool. This is one of the reasons I hate. I don't like. Is there a way for me to set what my backpack uses? There we go. There we go. Okay, there. So that way it'll always use packaged fuel first. There's a reason I need to do that. I don't want it using up my other fuel, because I'm not making any more of that fuel, and I can only use it for the chainsaw and when I want to open up hard drives. So I want to save that as much as I can. And I only got it this time to chainsaw this so it's not clipping through the floor. That was weird. I like doing area mode. You get more materials. Did they add an animation for every time you cut one of these things down? Oh, they did. Wow, I did not notice that. There we go. Okay. I turned it off of area mode, apparently. I didn't realize... That was weird. Yeah, they didn't used to have this animation before. So that threw me off. been a hot minute since I've been chainsawing stuff. It used to just disappear. Like, when you do it with the... Look at what happens when I do it with the grass. It just does that. The trees used to do that too. So now that they add... It's kind of neat that they added that touch, but I don't really care. Because the result is the same either way. As a viewer, I enjoy premieres. Really? It's also a pseudo watch party. That's true. That's a good point. Where are the AI? Where are the Martians? I can show you where the aliens are. Although I've killed a lot of them. And this isn't Mars. This is its own planet. This is a planet in special to the world of Sat. I forget what the name of the planet is, though. It's got one of those scientific designations like B7129 or whatever. It's been a hot minute since I've read Satisfactory lore. Partially because I don't want to get spoiled, because I've never actually finished the main story of this game. Because I usually get burned out around this part, but I'm a lot less burned out this time. I'm actually like really kind of sticking with it. Partly because I used a lot of guides to help me do the early game, so that way the early game isn't as boring and tedious. I forgot to build quote-unquote roofs over this area. Boop ba boop ba boop ba boo boop ba 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 boop ba. The game has a story. Kind of, not really. So if you question today, what's more powerful, nuclear fuel or blind patriotism? What happens when you finish your factory? That's a good question. I have no idea. Like I said, I haven't finished the game, so I can't. I can only assume you just. I can tell. I can tell. So basically, more or less, if you don't want to get spoiled from what I know so far. So we have a AI that came with us to teach us to build a factory. That's the first part of the quote-unquote story. Then I'm just gonna do this. That. Where is it? Logistics. That way it's like coming into the factory and it's not just magically appearing. So, debated. So when you finish your factory, again, I'm not sure what happens, but there's a, so there's an AI that is in your device when you first get here that teaches you all the ropes. It's basically the tutorial engineer. Does it bug me that this is clipping? Kind of. I mean, there is a way to do it so it doesn't clip. I just don't want to. Kind of a lot of work, but maybe I will. Maybe. Chat, do we want to do it so it's not clipping? Yes or no? I do actually have a way to make like a non-clipping thing. Anyways, the AI is here to it starts off and it's there to tell you like, hey, here's how to build the factory, here's these parts, here's your next goal, right? And then you start finding alien parts, and it turns out the alien parts have their own kind of weird AI that talks in weird mysterious poetry, like, oh, your bones are hollow and your blood is shallow. You do not understand our songs, and da-da-da-da-da-da. You must understand our temples, and things like that. And then the AI, then your AI starts listening to what that AI is saying, and it starts talking to that AI, and they're having a conversation. So something is gonna happen. I have a feeling something's gonna happen when we finish this game out. Clipping is giga cringe. Blast the rocks to make room. Unfortunately, these rocks here are not destructible material. This isn't like Minecraft where everything is destructible. There are things that are indestructible, like these. These are indestructible. Specific rocks can be destroyed, but not these. Okay, then I will, if we want to... Do I even have the thing that I need? Oh, I forgot that they added these. Ooh, I'll try some of these. These are new foundations for me, these curved ones, and I've never really used them before. So we can actually... Okay, I have an idea. I have an idea. There we go. There we go. And then we can, okay, so that doesn't work that way. We can't put them there. Interesting. Interesting. See, okay. So that's as high as I can make that. Is that clipping? Yeah, it is. That's also clipping. Then let's... Okay, let's do a tilted herm. So it's clipping, but it kind of looks like it's built around it, sort of. I don't want to rebuild this, because then I have to rebuild the factory, and I don't want to do that. So maybe we change the foundation type. Oh, I picked the giga thick one. Lol. My bad. My bad, Max. I didn't mean to do that. And then... Maybe we just leave it like that. Is there curved walls? I'm gonna check some. I just realized that's clipping too. this? How are we gonna do this? See, some clipping is okay because that looks like it's built in. It's not clipping through the walls. Yeah, I'm gonna put a platform here just so I can stand. And then we'll delete it when we're done. When we're done here. Look at that. Looks like two little diamonds. Or a little butt cheek. Kind of just tooting out into the factory there. What you making now? Right now I'm just kind of prettying up my factory, but next we're going to make heavy modular frames. I just started making computers because I have the recipe for crystal computers, which uses circuit boards and crystal oscillators, which is really nice because then I'm using less plastic, and plastic is super valuable. Plastic and rubber are like annoyingly valuable. So yeah, I'm building crystal computers. And that way the crystal oscillators also have a use, instead of just being for one part that I make. That is for a very niche thing. Let's continue this downward. Let's go with the giga thick. Someone's knocking at the door. I'll be right back in a second. That was my mom stepping by. Sorry, she was dropping off these, and then she also had me sign a card for something. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, 'cause, I mean, it's not something they probably won't care if I talk about it, but it's like, it's a family. My cousin, their grandma, on their dad's side, who I'm not related to by blood, died. And I'll start off now. She is literally in a better place now. So where was I last? Blind patriotism fuels American spirit. So obviously that. Yuki, I love the fact that you get into the meme, even though you are not American. I mean, you're probably the most American non-American I have in my chat. And you and I both know why that is. Figures. Another win for Minecraft. What do you think is better, party member Verso or Gustav Verso? Gustav is a cool party member for the start of the story to really get you into the gameplay, but Verso has better abilities. He has a more unique system to him. If you're talking about character-wise, I can't say I haven't finished the game. I like Verso more than Gustav, though. Gustav is cool, but I like Verso more. Makes sense. Your starting area is low on oils, too, so less rubber plastic available. Exactly, yeah. It's just better in general, because if you need more rubber or plastic in the future, this will make things easier. Okay. How the flapjacks am I going to do this? Okay, maybe I don't do the giga-thick one. Maybe I just do the semi-thick one. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to try a strategy. There's a strategy I know of that I really like that they had before, that I used to use before they added, Wait, why am I going this way? This is actually slower for me. It's faster if I just fly on my slow-ass jetpack. I just noticed a corner that wasn't recolored. I recolored my factory. It used to be... Can't see it in the light like that. This shade of purple, which was a bit closer to lavender or a pink. Especially in certain lightings, it just looked pink. Like, even this darker purple looks kind of pinkish. Yeah, here's a good way to see. You can see it. This, did I just is this not a real rock? Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I just prefer where was I going? Where was I going? What was I doing? Well, I am from the 51st state. Oh, true. You know, logically, I wouldn't even call it the 51st. I'd call it probably like the 54th. Because there are like 2 or 3 other countries that are more, that have a better, they are more close to actually being states than all of you, where you're from. Like the Virgin Islands, for example. That's pretty American. And I don't mean that in like a cultural sense. I mean that in the sense that they basically have our laws. Let's not forget about Guam and Puerto Rico. Yep, Guam, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands. You knew. See, Yuki, you're so cultured. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Keeping me from looking like an idiot. Instead, I just look like a normal gooner. A degen gooner. Those will become states. Those will become states the day pigs fly. I don't know the reason why they haven't, the full reason. All I know is that for Puerto Rico, they actually were kind of almost going to be a state, and then for some reason, either the U.S. or Puerto Rico just decided, nah. But that's information from, like a video I watched over 5 years ago. So for all I know, that could be horse shit. Chinese is not going to get us fireworks next year. Explain, Sun Gohan. Explain. What the flapjack was I going to do again? Holy fuck, this is some bad ADHD. I was gonna... Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into the awesome sink. And did I buy... Wait, did I buy the catwalks already? Structures. I did already buy the catwalk, so I don't actually... So here's a neat trick that I learned. I don't know if it still works. It used to work in update 7. Before they had all these fancy schmancy curved pieces and things. The only way to make your building have curves was through a little secret technique. That does require some clipping, but again, it's this kind of clipping where it doesn't look too bad. It's not like that clipping. Okay, I'm gonna delete these first. I remember what parts they are, so it's fine. So you can buy these catwalk pieces, which are really cool for if you want to make a catwalk, right? And you can either use the flat one, or I like using the square one because it has the lines which help me line it up. And now that I've put that there, I can now build halfway through. And now I can do the Is this clipping? I can't tell. I have to check underneath. It looks like it's not clipping. Even if it is, it looks like it's not. And that's what matters. And then I can bada bing, bada boom. And now I'm gonna actually have I'm gonna bring those back. I'm just doing this so that way I can make walls. Can we not? Oh, that's annoying. Oh, that's right. You have to do vertical super. The Pega. Did I get rid of the right one? I did. Now we have this wall that kind of works. And it's not clipping. And then what we're gonna do Let's check something. Wait, why am I using Pega? I have bigger walls. Is this clipping? Yeah, it is. No, I don't like that. Nope, don't like it. Because then that's sticking out. So we're gonna have to build walls here. So let's herm. Okay, we're gonna have to use my setup again. Where is it? Is it foundation? It is foundations, right? No, architecture. That's it. And then let's Just so I have a platform to stand on, we're gonna put that there. I hate British summers. They're short, but so damn intense. That's how it is in San Francisco as well. Trump tariffs could dampen July 4th fireworks for 2026. They could if they continue, and that would suck. I'm not a businessman. I don't have a business office. I mean, that's not true. This is my business office, but you get my point. So I can't really make any projections. I can say that would suck. That's what I can say. For certainty, I can say that it would suck. Okay, let's... Okay, I don't like that extra opening because that's going to be annoying. So let's line it up a bit better. There we go. Now, no clipping into that wall. Again, clipping into each other is fine. And then I'm actually gonna, let's see. Where's roof? Roof and... Where's the flat roof? There's a flat roof. I know there is. Is that clipping? Yes. Okay, so this is clipping, but that's okay, because we can just get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you. Maybe we should keep it. That way it's clipping, but it's fine. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. See, now it looks like this closed off little space. Okay, foundations, where are you? Actually, let's... You want the thicker boy. That way it looks more seamless and you don't see a bunch of lines where I just put a bunch together. Look at that. Look at that. Look at my genius at work. Ah, damn, there's a little bit of clipping. Can we fix that? Probably. We gotta go back to walkways. So it's clipping, going down. You know what? I think a little bit of clipping is going to be fine. We'll just deal with it. I know, I don't like it either. But it's just a tiny schmidgen. Only you and I will know, so just don't tell the government. You don't tell them AI overlords Everything will be just fine. You hear me? Hello, Zagard. Sadly, I can't stay, but I just wanted to come by and say hello. Hello, Adroan. Thank you. Thank you so much. Today was 36 Celsius. Yikes. That's oof. PO, aka the Dragon War. What? Going back and forth between high 20s and low mid 30s. That's roughers. That's rough like Clifford the Big Red Dog. Good luck and have fun. I'm gonna hit the bed and get into the Morpheus embrace. See, Adro, thanks, Chaos. I have my mini fridge stocked with Pepsi Max. I'm glad you have what you enjoy. I hate Pepsi. Is Poe based off a Chinese mythology character? No. He is not. He is, I am 90% sure, based off Blackjack. Or Jack Black, not Blackjack. It's one of the reasons they had him play him. I'm pretty sure they made the character for Jack Black to play that character. And you might ask, you're not the mythology guy. How do you know? I know because Andrew has said so many times that there is no story in Chinese myth about pandas outside of the one story where it's like, this is how pandas got their colors. Which is a cute story, but that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, so I know it's not based off of any sort of character. I'm 99% sure they made it for Jack Black to play. I want to see a Chinese mythology panda character. There isn't one. Chinese mythology has nothing about pandas, and I'm going to tell you why. You know, my kitty hates it, and they're supposed to love it warm. Well, they like it warm. They don't like it burning hot unless they're Egyptian hairless. And there's a reason the cats in Egypt are hairless. It's way too hot for them in Egypt to have fur. But anyways, so we think of pandas as extremely important to China and Chinese culture. You want to know what year that started being a thing? It's actually kind of funny when you look it up. Funny and sad, but funny to me. Because everybody's like, oh my god, they're so important to Chinese culture. I love pandas, blah, 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 right? And nothing against China when I say what I'm about to say. But cats in Egypt are like gods. I'm confused where you're going with this, but okay. I mean, you're not wrong, but okay. Pandas are stupid. That's not the reason, although it is true. The reason there's nothing in Chinese mythology is because pandas only became culturally significant to China, the country and the peoples, in the 70s. And when I say the 70s, I don't mean like the 1470s. I mean the 1970s. Maybe 1950s at the earliest. That's when China's really became popular and part of Chinese culture and heritage. Until then, they were just kind of like, you know, the brown bear. Brown bear's important, but outside of California, nobody really cares about bears that much. In the U.S., that is. Like, there are some states where it's like, you gotta be careful of the black bears or whatever. You know. But California is the only state that has a bear on its flag. Why so late? They just weren't that culturally important. It's hard to say why. I'm not a huge I'm I'm not extremely knowledgeable on this. I was just curious because Andrew brought it up so many times. I Googled it, and based on the information I found, they started becoming culturally relevant in the 50s and 70s. It was probably because they started becoming endangered, and I think it had to do with that China sent 2 pandas to the U.S. to live in zoos, and that started making them cultural in the important in the West. And they were like, oh my God, these rare animals that are only found in this one country of China. Oh, China must be magnificent and gorgeous if it creates this very unique animal, right? And so then they kind of took that, and they were, and it's also part of the cultural revolution that they had around that period, you know. So it's kind of a sign of the changing of times for China. So I think it just really has to do with the fact that the culture as a whole in China kind of changed, and they used the pandas to help change, to make them more international. That's really when China became more international, less isolationist, around the same period, and they used pandas as a symbol of their international connections and community, which is a really smart thing to do. It's just why there's no stories about pandas. What about the dragon in Chinese? What do you mean? What about? Explain what you're. What can you elaborate on that question? Has anyone else noticed that in Skyrim the Ebony Warrior isn't the Ebony Warrior? I have no idea who that is. So my answer to that question is no. I have not noticed that, because I have no idea who you're talking about. That's clipping. That's fine. Asking things about why things happened when they did sometimes doesn't have an answer. Like, why was steel invented so late in human history? Part of that was probably because, we weren't, anybody who studied metallurgy was you needed to have like a certain type of personality to want to study science and metallurgy and things like that. And my theory, now there's no evidence to back this up, but it makes some logical sense, is that they probably just were like fucking nerds for such a long time. Like, look at the way we treated people, Bill Gates and people who got into computers in the 70s and 80s. It's like, oh my God, that guy's a fucking nerd, right? And then now it's like, oh my God, Bill Gates is like the richest guy ever. Who'd have thought? Pikachu surprise face, right? Like, if I remember correctly, Bill Gates himself was kind of was bullied in high school. I might be wrong about that, but I feel like that's true. Why is the Chinese dragon so highly appreciated? Because dragons have been around in Chinese culture for a lot longer than they were in European culture, I would say. And also dragons, you know how like we look at the gods like Zeus and Hades and Poseidon and all the other ones. When you look at them, what is the theme? The theme is nature. And they were used as explanations of nature. Like, why does the earth shake? Well, it's when Poseidon is angry or Hades is upset. Because he lives under the ground. And when he gets angry, he's so angry, he literally makes the earth shake because he lives underground. right? Or Poseidon does it because he is the god of earthquakes. Why are there storms? Oh, Zeus is angry. Why does this animal exist? Oh, because a guy had sex with a cloud, you know. What are centaurs? Oh, it's, well, you see that man riding on a horse? That's a centaur, right? They'd see a man riding on a horse and it's like, oh my god, is that a monster? Is that a creature? No, that is a centaur. And blah, 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 right? They made that to explain something that they saw that they didn't understand. Because they didn't have the mathematics, the science, and the technology to really study this stuff in depth, to go all the way into the molecules or go all the way into the solar system, you know. I just heard a beep. I'm guessing Claire is working out. The half bull, half man. That one is actually a very unique story that I can explain, and I'll explain that after. So Chinese dragons were forces of nature in Asia. Like, we had the gods who were the force of nature. Look at what the dragons always are. The dragons are always like signs of pure energy or power. Like light. They are the ones who create the clouds of lightning, right? They are, you know, if a fish works hard enough. This is Japanese mythology, but similar kind of vein. If you work hard enough, you can become as great as a dragon, right? Like with the koi carp swimming up the waterfall and getting to the top, and the gods are like, we grant you status of dragon. You can see that as like an explanation of like, if you work hard enough, you can be as good as the gods, right? They will reward you. So they're seen as the reason that they're loved so much and so culturally significant to people, unlike they are here, is because they were seen as something to attain to, a power to be worshipped. Here, they were seen as monsters to be slain in the West, right? And then with the Minotaur is an actually really interesting. I imagine you saying the centaur, but a bit like the Superman bit. I'm confused. Explain. But the Minotaur is even weirder. See, they believed that the people who lived in Crete, remember that's where the Minotaur is from, is Crete. They believed they were cannibals. And so as a kind of cultural joke to make fun of them, they were like, yeah, they have a half bull, half man creature that that eats people. Sounds pretty effed up, don't it? But that's what they believed. And that's what they told people. By the way, if you don't know, it's America Day on Friday. So that's why it's a America-themed stream for the title and thumbnail. Anyone who says otherwise is a heretic. Is it a man? A horse? No, it's a centaur. Well, to be fair, I know that for the Aztecs, they didn't really have horses back then. They didn't have horses. And so when they saw the Spanish, the Mayans and the Aztecs, when they saw the Spanish riding on the horses, they thought that was like a half horse, half man creature. And that you can get from the I got from the horse's mouth, aka Andrew. Does that mean the Hispanics were stupid? No. Does that mean the Mayans were stupid? No. It just means they were a primitive culture at the time and they didn't know what was what. It's pretty normal. Again, the Greeks did it. They were not Hispanic. In case you hadn't noticed. I don't need it that thick, do I? I'm just cleaning up my factory just because I want to. It'll make getting around my factory a little more annoying, but I want it to look nice, you know? I've never really tried to make my factory look nice before. So why start now? Because I can. Is this not colored correctly? Wasn't. I had a feeling. I got a feeling that I've got to paint some of this. It's maple syrup land day tomorrow. It is. He became America July 4th, 1776. Fun enough, the Aztecs were coincidentally also not Hispanic. True. That is true. However, whenever you talk about stuff like this, someone always comes into the thing and is like, I'm Hispanic, and you're making fun of my culture. You're making us look bad. And I know this for a fact because I've seen Andrew's comment sections, and that's literally what always happens. And I'm just like, dude, what? He's not saying you guys are stupid. He's saying those people just didn't know any better. Is that so wrong? I mean, that's true for every culture, but someone's always going to get butthurt. And at some point, you just got to learn to move on. Now, is it most people? No, most people are actually smart. And don't say stuff like that, so... You gotta be careful on the internet. I disagree. I don't think you need to be careful. I think you need to be honest. And when someone says something stupid, you tell them, hey, that's stupid. I'm dumb. I thought this was clipping for a second. I was like, did I set up something that's clipping? No, I didn't. I'm too cool for that. Oh, that's annoying. There we go. Okay, it should all be powered up again. Yep. Yep. Stuff that was boring. I was just trying to set everything up. The Indians loved the eagle. Yes, they loved a lot of things. One of the reasons they loved the eagle is because the eagle is it was well, first of all, all human history loves creatures that fly. That's just true. That's like there's not a group out there who's like, you know what? I hate animals that fly. That being said, most likely dragons were, so to speak, invented or dreamt up because of a fear of things that fly. I put this a little too high up. I don't like how high. I don't want to have to jump every time. Let's put it at face level. I could just move to my thing that has that, but I'm not gonna. Is a free spirit, it's a free spirit if I remember correct. Yeah, it was a symbol of freedom and lots of things. Intelligence, it's a great hunter. Being a great hunter was important in all ancient cultures. There's not a single ancient culture out there who's like, being a hunter is a loser. No, being a hunter or warrior was always important in every culture because it's how you kept people from dying. Obviously, the Romans and the Greeks were probably the most obsessed with that in history, at least in the West. I mean, just look at Alexander the Great and, well, all of the Roman Empire. To be fair, those flying bastards can pick something right out of your hands, and you can't do anything to get it back. Besides shoot it, I guess. That's a good point, Ukes. That's a good point. But if you shoot an American bald eagle, you're gonna go straight to hell. God has a special place in hell for you, where an eagle licks your balls every day. But it has a cat tongue, and not a small cat either, like a lion. Imagine that. You know what? Maybe, I'm gonna add that to the lore of my world. That in hell, there's an eagle that has a lion tongue that licks your balls every day. The things you think of when talking to people on the internet. And people think I'm weird. I am. And I'm proud of it, damn it. Gotta put some shade on. Why do I have this going all the way here? I'm gonna... I'll leave a door here. That way I can get in and out of my own factory. I think in Norse myth there is a bear creature. A bear creature? What do you mean? I know there's a story about a guy named Bjorn who was turned into a bear. I don't know any stories about a specific bear creature, but they probably exist. Bjorn is also just the word for bear. That's clipping. I think that was what I was thinking of, the guy who got turned into a bear. Yeah, Bjorn. The story of Bjorn. Okay, let's finish up these walls, and then we'll start cleaning everything up. Can't Loki turn into a bear? Yeah, probably. I don't know if there's a story of him turning into a bear, but he can turn into a lot of things. I mean, part of his whole thing is that he can transform into basically whatever he wants. In the games, in God of War, they make it so he can transform into a bear. But I don't think there's any specific story that says he can, but that doesn't mean there is a specific... That doesn't mean he can't. So, it's one of those, like, yeah, there's no story that says it, but also it's fine. It's acceptable creative liberties, as they say. And people might say, like, well, you know, all creative liberties are acceptable. And it's like, that's no. If you think that, you haven't spent enough time on the internet, my friend. And I don't say that to be to like hate on internet nerds. I say that because it's true. I do love when they added this. It used to be like you could only have things clipped. Of course, that was back in like update 3. I've been playing this game for a long time, chat. And I'm still not that good at it. It's within the realm of possibilities. Exactly. How did I forget to add a foundation here? In my brain, I'm always like, oh, I'm cooling down my factory. But then logically, no, we're just putting a lot of heat. Realistically, we're trapping heat in, not letting it out. Is there another wall? No, there's only 1 millimeter and 4 millimeter. Or is there a 3 mil? Let me check. There might be a 3 mil out there. And I think I'm gonna, because I actually prefer this, I'm gonna get rid of. Where's the awesome sink? There it is. Foundations? No. Why don't I have that? Architecture. Beam expansion pack. Nope. Where? Yeah, okay, looks like I have all the walls. Is there a story about Loki's son who a wolf? You're gonna have to. What? Please expand. Explain. You're causing me to malfunction, good sir. Is this clipping? Haha! It's not clipping, look. It's technically clipping because the frame of the building goes out. That's why you see the frame that's why when I put this you can see the frame. But in actuality, the visual of it is not clipping. New to the channel, how often do you stream? Content is always fun to watch, though. William, welcome to the Dragon's Den. My schedule is generally we stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from 3:30 to 7:30 / 8 o'clock. So about 9 hours a week I stream, which might be a little low for a streamer, but hey, everybody's got to eat. And I'm trying to make more long-form content as well. I might have to underclock these. Because they're either underclock or overclock the development side. I think I'm already overclocking the development side. Or I was planning to and I didn't finish. Which is highly possible. So yeah, I stream 3 days a week. On Wednesday, if you're interested to watch fun content, come join us on Wednesday. We are currently doing Keyblades of Sauces challenge, where me and my friend, the mythology guy, every time we eat, we're playing through Kingdom Hearts, and every time we die, we gotta eat chicken with hot sauce on it. And every 3 deaths, we go up a sauce, and every time we get a stronger Keyblade, we go up a sauce. So the harder the game, the more the pain. Currently, we're on episode 4. Episode 3 just aired this last Wednesday. And we got all the way up to the bomb because we're doing the hot ones hot sauce. So that was fun to watch. Yeah, the one they had to tie down with a golden rope. Fenrir. Yeah, that's Fenrir. Okay, then my second question, what do you mean about, is there a story about Fenrir? Do you mean, is there a story about why he got tied down or how he was born? Because if I remember correctly, there's no story about how he got born. He just was. If there is, it's lost to history, like most of Norse mythology. The reason he got tied down, by the way, is it's kind of a dick move, but it's also like, okay, I get it. See, he was ginormous. And the gods were afraid, the Aesir specifically, that one day he would be he would be so powerful he could kill the gods. And also, the prophecy from the Norns and a bunch of other people said that he would kill Odin. And then I can't remember if this is before or after the thing with Loki and Balder. But because of that, they were like, okay, we gotta punish Loki somehow. And they were like, well, we can tie up his kids and shit. But it was mainly they were afraid of him growing too big. So that's why he got tied up. You know, I could just open a hole and then rebuild a wall, but that's boring. Was it something to do with the end of the world? Yeah, it's a little bit to do with Ragnarok. But I think it was mostly they were just scared of him. Which is, again, kind of fucked. And they kind of tricked him. They were like, we're just going to tie you up for fun. And he's like, okay, I think you're going to do something shit. I think you're going to try and leave me here, aren't you? And they're like, no. Okay, prove it. Tyr, put your hand in my mouth. And if you end up tying me down and leaving me, I'm going to eat your hand off. And they were like, okay. And Tyr was like, I shall do it because I am honorable. And then he lost his hand. That's pretty kinky, Norse gods. Oh my god. Okay. Now we're setting. We're making our factory look nice. I'm just doing this for fun. I don't actually need to do this to progress. I'm kind of just stalling the next level of progression. Partially because the guy I usually follow hasn't made a video of the next level of progression. And partly because I built a bunch of stuff and then I was like, I want it to look pretty. Pretty-ish. Really, it just looks like a bunch of boxes. Looks like a giant warehouse. But I guess that's, in a sense, what a factory is. It's a giant warehouse that produces stuff. Is this clipping? Damn it. Alright, time to do the trick. I'm going to put this on 3. And I'm going to put that on 4. And then this on 5. Who's on 3? What? Who's on 3rd? What? I said who? You know what? I give up. What? This guy. Dang it, I did it again. Again, the factory clipping, okay. Natural clipping, not okay. Because this just makes the walls look unique. You know what? I'm just gonna... I'm gonna leave this open, because then I can walk through this factory. No reason not to. Now this is the hard part. Okay, so I can show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid. Oh wait, never mind. Gooch. See, there we go. In fact, I might make this 4. No, we'll make this 3, and then... Where is it? This one will be 4. Need hoperito, don't you think so? Need hoperito, don't you think? Now, I could change it all to look like, what do you call it? Concrete, and I might do that. But I prefer to have, like, the base layout first. And I like the color purple. And, of course, we'll change the lighting later. For now, it doesn't matter. This... I'm going to cover this up. This looks so ugly. I can't cover it all the way up. Or can I? You know what? Oh, that's not good. Nope, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Well, actually... No, I don't like that. So we'll just move that there. Wait, do I even need this? Lol, I didn't need that extra one. Cool. I overthought that for nothing. Kind of like it looking smooth here. Like my brain. What are they? Back from there. Never played Kingdom Hearts games, but the hot sauce part seems entertaining. Yeah, go watch that. The VODs are all up on YouTube. On this channel, because you're on the YouTube channel. That's today's phrase of the day. Is this clipping? Yes. Welcome back to Blue's Clues. Today's phrase of the day. Is this clipping? The Marvel movie said Loki is the son of Odin. Okay, so in Marvel, he is the adopted son of Odin. Yes. In Norse mythology, no. See, when Odin and Loki met, Odin was fully grown. And being from a warrior culture, you know, it was a little bit different. They actually became blood brothers when they first met. So, it was less of a father-son dynamic and more of a warrior-brothers dynamic. Like, we have fought in the fields of battle together. My brother. That was their dynamic. And then Thor and Loki also were like blood brothers in a sense. They might have had something of a rivalry, but for the most part it was not that. Am I having this sent anywhere? No. Why is it so far away? Right, I was gonna, I knew I had to use it later. So we'll just, it's just so weird how it's all the way out here by itself. But that's what happens when you're Zagard-tastic. I can show you a squirrel. Run over by a moped. Gobbles. Why? I'm gonna change one of these to... Oh wait, I have a flat. Look at my factory from far. It looks so clean now. Does it look like super artistic good? Nah. But I like it. It is weird that I decided not to put windows on this side. But I'll live with it. Okay, we'll finish this up and then we'll start working on the... We'll start on the next section. We'll stop procrastinating. Gotta check to make sure that's not clipping. Son of a bitch, son of a bitch. Don't do that while you're falling. It makes things more annoying. Pro tip, don't be stupid, stupid. I hate that Philip DeFranco got rid of that phrase because people were getting offended by it and was like, no, I don't. Or at least for a while he stopped using it. And I did remember him saying something about like, oh, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings anymore. And I was like, bro, I think there are times where it's okay to say that. Like, I don't think you should be feeling bad about it. I'm just saying, some of the people that you talk about in your videos might deserve it. Oh my god. Okay, how does this look? I like how there's just this random like ramp here. What are people saying? That's just one of the many changes Marvel made. True. The father of the mythical Loki was the Jotun Farbauti. Loki is only distantly related to him, but they're close because of a blood pact. Yeah, distant. I would say at how far across... I don't know how close Farbauti is to Emir. I would assume it's quite far, because he's not titled as a son of Emir, or even a grandson of Emir, that I know of. So they're extremely distantly related, like basically not related at all at that point. curve is all. This is at 18 per minute, so let's see if we can run this up to 18 per minute without running out of copper. We'll give it a minute. Where was I in this production? Yes, here we go. Apparently one of the promises they made to each other in that ritual is that neither can drink without the other being there to share. I've never heard that one, but that's pretty interesting. It would explain why Loki almost never drinks in any of the stories when he's just with Thor. Hello, Toko. Guys, we lost Toko. It's only a matter of time before he starts saying uwu. Before our fallen comrade, uwu, notices you. So how's everyone been? Yeah, pretty good. I got over being sick last week, so that's great. I hate being sick. Such a waste of time. But I guess it's necessary. Okay, so it's just 2 by 2. 2 by 2, we're going door to door, 'cause God loves Mormons and he wants some more. Satan has a hold of France. We got to knock him off his perch, 'cause we are the scenes, because we're part of the Church of Latter-day Saints. You gonna spew the quoos? What? Not half bad. Tomorrow is Maple Syrup Country Day, so that'll be fun. I see you finally got good from your sickness. Yes, that is true. I did. The drinking fact is mentioned in the poem Locusena. Loki cites it in order to gate crash a party Odin had without him, and then he proceeds to roast the shit out of the gods. Oh, that's pretty neat. I like that. I have not read most Norse stories. I read a few, hither and thither. I like how I have this section just sticking out. We'll leave it open. This, however, we need to... I cut off my entire grid from power. That's why that happened, by the way. I've been trying to catch up on some shows because recently I've spent all my time playing games that kept coming out. I know that feeling. I have not been playing games that come out and finishing them. Cough, cough. The game I should be playing today. Cough, cough. If you know, you know. Cough, cough. Don't yell at me. But if you prefer to see that in the comments, just tell me, okay? I'm still feeling tired because I woke up at 5 a.m. today. It's nobody's fault, Claire, that I had to wake up Claire at 5 a.m. Claire. And the reason is because she woke up at 5 a.m. And then I went back to sleep like half an hour later. Now, she had to go to work. And being the good partner I am, I wake up when she wakes up. And then I immediately go back to sleep because I'm not staying up that long. I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. But she did it because it's like, she had a job that paid really well. And she's like, I'm not going to not take that job. It was a $50 an hour job. Would you guys wake up at 5 a.m. to get paid $50 an hour? I probably would. I'll be honest, that pays for itself in so many ways. I mean, literally it does, but it pays for itself in so many ways. Damn, 50 bucks? Yeah, 50 freedom dollars. Where the hell is Claire Obscure Dragon Boy? In my Steam library, and that's where it is. Yeah, I haven't played Claire Obscure today. Part of that is because I'm tired, and part of that is I'm getting obsessed with Satisfactory again. Like, this is the farthest I've gotten without burnout. And that's not because the game is bad. It's just because I'm stupid. So I wanted to stream this more. Damn it, now I got that song stuck in my head. Damn show tunes. I love a good show tune. If you know what that's from, you're one of the real ones. People who don't like show tunes disgust me. People who like show tunes disgust me. People in general disgust me. So there's really just no pleasing you, is there? Yep. Just call me Grumpy Gus. Except for my name ain't Gus, you damn filthy casuals. You disgust me. Thankfully, said recent games were relatively short, so now I'm watching. Poggers. Are you the type of person who could watch while they play games? Because I am not. Wait, why is the power for all of this off? Good. Okay. Shut down my entire factory for a minute there. I can watch second monitor stuff all game. I can't. I like it depends on what if it's something I've seen before, I 100% can. Or I'd say more like 75% can. Like 3/4 of the time I'm able to do that. If it's something new, I need to be like locked in, like it's a freaking. Is this? No, this is good. Okay. Oh my god! Like it's a competitive game. I gotta be locked in. Wait, what am I doing? These are different ramps. Stupid. This is a 1 meter, so... How am I gonna do this? Oh, I have to pee real quick. We're gonna go on a break. I gotta pee. But anyways, back to my thing. So if it's like a sitcom or specifically a show I've seen before, I can play games while watching. If it's new, I can't. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender or Naruto, I'll leave on in the background on my second monitor and just kind of glance over every few seconds. But also a lot of times I don't want something distracting me from the game. It's not always because I need to watch the show. It's just sometimes because I need to watch the game. I can play YouTube videos in the background, especially like podcasts and stuff. That's not too bad. You mean listen to something while playing games? Yeah, I do that, especially on games I'm replaying. I can absolutely watch shitty sitcoms while gaming. Helps break up some of the monotony. I say as though one of those games isn't a game, but a 10 to 12 hour DLC expansion. Oh, what would that be? If I'm grinding in a game, I need something else in the background. True. Fair. The lights pee overture. Oh, neato. I'm gonna pee now. don't know why this keeps happening with the music. It's really annoying. I need to... after the stream, I gotta figure that out. Dainbermage, I think it's one of the best DLCs I've played for a game. In terms of content, but especially in the story. It's good. Your love for that game has been well stated. Especially after when I was at Elden Ring's DLC. It's definitely needed. Lately, I've been listening to some dead meat kill counts while playing Zelda Minish Cap. Dead meat is pretty good. Have no idea who that is. I know what Minish Cap is. I find this rather amusing because I've heard from basically every other existing human that Shadow of the Erd Tree is pretty dang good. In terms of gameplay and content, it's pretty good. It adds extra 20 hours a game and adds 11 plot important bosses. But man, the main story and especially the final boss pissed me off. Yeah, you're definitely in the minority of that because everyone else I've heard from loves the Shadow of the Erd Tree DLC story. But hey, that's fine. Nothing wrong with being different. Just the way of things. Okay, now we gotta figure out. Maybe. Oh wait, I'm stupid. There we go. Easy. Easy peasy. Lemon squeeze the... One second. Let me... Okay, we got that done. Alright, this is another area that's clipping. So we'll have to fix that. This shouldn't be too hard, actually, though. This part of the wall doesn't matter. This part of the wall doesn't matter. It's just over here. Wait, is this clipping? No, it's not. It's just this part here. So... I'm dumb. I was like, why is this not doing what I want? now. Because this is going to clip with this. I wish there was a half wall. Oh wait. I'm gonna need you. Is there a way to make this work? To gameplay and content. Do they even know what the story is? Yes. The people I watch do. They probably weren't a sexy bird knight. No, there is. You can literally get a new armor set where you are Holy Bird Knight. Dead Meat is a horror movie review channel. Ah, yeah, I would never watch them. I don't watch horror movies. My issue with at least the main story is that you can tell they did not plan for the DLC and they were just making shit up. That's, I don't know. People I've seen who I've watched review it were like, I liked it, but everyone has different opinions. I'm just gonna let this wall clip a bit. Damn it, I can't do a half wall. That's really annoying. And I can't rebuild my factory. Oh wait, I'm stupid. I don't need to do this. Hello? Hello, Megan. I can just put a wall hole. Lol. The glorious hole for the win. Alright, I'll read your life tip in a schmidgen, pigeon. But I've got to... I just want to finish this up. It's gonna bug the squawks out of me. I remember your reasons for not liking it. I don't know. When I just saw other reviews not say that, but I also don't remember what they said because I just watched the review passively in the background while I did other stuff because I don't care about Elden Ring. The only thing I care about Elden Ring is that maybe one day I'll play it. Oh, and George R. R. Martin helped write the story. That I actually do care about. Not because I'm like, oh, he's a great writer, so now I have to watch it, but because he's not writing Game of Thrones. And it's kind of annoying. It's a little insulting at this point, I'm not gonna lie. Life tip. Alright, whenever you're building stuff in life, make sure things, your walls, your factory, your employees are not clipping through anything else. That's my life tip. If you don't like it, you can go clip yourself and post it on YouTube. He wrote the world of Elden Ring, but he didn't actually write the main story. Again, the problem for me isn't that he wrote it. It's that he's not writing Game of Thrones. And it's like, I get you want to do other stuff, but I think you kind of owe it to people to finish that story. I know you're, like, worried that people are going to hate it and you don't want to see people... I honestly, I'm convinced that he's just not writing it because he's too scared for people to point out all the problems with it while he's alive. I think he wants to have it saved to publish for when he dies, so that way when it comes out he doesn't have to worry about reading any of the negative comments because of all the people who hated the TV show. But I think he misunderstands. Most people did not hate the story of the TV show. They just didn't like the way it was executed. The story itself, people were fine with. True fact. The guy who did the live action How to Train Your Dragon admitted he made the changes, like Astrid and the twins. He did so they wouldn't ask him to make another. Really? That's interesting. I don't know. Okay, out of all the weird changes I've seen in a movie that I wasn't a fan with, or fan of, that one I kind of like. Where'd you hear that, Alpha? Because I heard he decided to come back because he knew they were going to make it anyways. And he wanted to make sure it still kept the soul of the original movie. But that could have been... Who knows? A podcast? Ah. Was he on the podcast, or was it just someone quoting something he said? Quote unquote quoting him. Doing this so I can get back without using up too much of my resources. Did podcast include the guy who made it? What was the podcast source then? Yeah. That's the next question I have is what's the source? Is the source Trust Me Bro, or was there an actual source? And if the source is something like Variety, then okay, then yeah, that happened. Variety is pretty trustworthy. If it's IMDb, it's a little bit less, because they don't usually do quotes like that. No source, but also no Trust Me Bro. What does that mean? Liza P made a good DLC that I actually cared about, and with a final boss that was actually unique. If it's no source, then the source is Trust Me Bro. Because you can't say no, because... Okay, so until I see another source, I'm going to say that might be true. And I was only half listening to it. No, that's fine. Dude, again, I'm not judging you. I like that you brought in this possible information. Even if it ends up being false, I'm glad you brought it up. I'm just always skeptical. Because people lie all the time when it comes to movies and celebrities. And I mean all the time. It's kind of infuriating. Who just attacked me? Oh, maybe no one did. Imagine it's a podcast that it's a quote, but no source provided. Me personally, I enjoyed the film despite the changes. I haven't seen the film, so. As a fellow How to Train Your Dragon fan, I have to ask. Was the remake entertaining? And were the changes infuriating? Because I have no that's not true. I have a problem with remakes when they're lazily done, and they change the story because modern morality, I'll say. And it's like, I get it. You want to support the groups that didn't get support when the game, or whatever, when whatever first came out. But make a new thing. That being said, whenever they do make a new thing, it doesn't do well, but that's for other reasons. So now I'm catching on. Jesus Christ, what are they smoking? And I want some. The trailers made it look practically shot for shot from the animated movie. It was great. And the changes were only cosmetic. The only real change was the backstory of Astrid's family. They gave Astrid's family a backstory in this? I don't remember her having a story outside of... I have parents. But I could be wrong about that. I mean, let's be honest, Astrid's family doesn't really matter in the story. Astrid does, but her family not so much. The only person whose family, I think, in my opinion, really matters is Hiccups. And for obvious reasons, he's the main character. It's kind of like when they added in what's it called? The Avatar live action. When they added in Suki's mom into the show. Like, did it matter? No. Did she impact the story? Not really. They added some weird thing about like extra not trying to be involved. It was just, I was just like, well, that's a thing that happened. In the CGI movie, her family has always been on Burke. In the remake, her family moved to Burke after one of her relatives dishonored them. Huh. That's weird. I'm guessing they're going to try and tie that into something later. I don't see the point, but sure. Like, not joking, the current season of Kamen Rider is one of the most hilariously demented kid stories I've seen in a while. Oh, you love this. The guy who voiced Hiccup's dad played him in the live action. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. I love when voice actors get treated like actual actors, because they are. Like, I hate it. I legitimately hate it when they're like, it's just a voice actor. You could replace them. And it's just like, bro, that's not true at all. It takes so much work to, like, find the voice of a character. Like, if you watched an episode of any D&D show, you'll know that's true. Like, they can't just they don't just play the character. Or they're not just, like, talking like themselves. Even Dante Bosco, who's like, oh, I didn't create a voice, I just used my voice. He's still doing acting. Like, he's nothing like Zuko in real life. He's a super chill dude. I like how I say doing acting. America. I have a question, Ukes. Is Maple Syrup Day similar to Firework Bald Eagle Day? In some respects, I imagine. Okay, cool. But what about in some disrespects? Yeah, son of a banshee. We have fireworks shows, although no shooting of assault rifles. Oh, darn. That's the best part, when you get to shoot the clouds out of the sky. And the government drones. It's supposed to explain why Astra is such a tryhard. I don't know. I think the original movie kind of already explains that pretty well. Like, you know, she's a girl and it's just important for her family. I don't think she needs to be from another country or another place to do that. So that's, I mean, sure, it doesn't make it any worse, but it also makes it feel less like it's her motivation. To me, that's just like, why? Okay. Voice actors are absolutely actors, but that doesn't necessarily mean they have the right skills for screen act. Exactly. Exactly. It's a different muscle. To put it in sports ball terms, just because Kobe Bryant could play basketball doesn't mean he could be the next football player. Same with Messi, same with anybody who is a professional sports baller. I just realized I can do this. Just easier when I can see it from the side. Imagine if I put one the opposite way just for fucks. The sort of Kamen Rider Gav is that the main villains are a family of monsters that run a candy factory that secretly sell candy drugs made out of humans that they kidnapped to other monsters. Interesting. I'm trying to figure out what to make in celebration tomorrow. So suggestions are much appreciated. Wait, what do you mean? Do you guys make things for your celebration time? That's pretty unique. We don't really, unless you're like doing a potluck with your family and friends. In which case, mochi. Duh. I'm just checking something. Okay. I'm not sure if everyone does, but it's something I'm trying out this year. Oh, okay. So it's not, okay, cool. So it's sort of a tradition, just not widely spread, consistent tradition. That's neat. I always like traditions where you craft something for other people. It's one of the reasons I love Christmas. Is one of the things they try to teach you on Christmas is like, hey, if you make something, it's just as valuable as if you buy something. How did I miss some walls down here? How the hell did I do? Oh, right. It's this section. People are like, why won't he shut up? That song is way too goddamn catchy. If you don't know what it is, look up G Idol, or they're just called Idol now. Radio. I know it's a person solo, but I don't know the specific girl who sang and wrote it. Actually, we can just leave this open. Sorry, I'm suddenly being quiet. I'm realizing there are parts I still didn't finish. This reminds me of the mountain peak in... Son of a banshee. In, what's it called? In Coruscant. Where they factorized the whole... Or... urbanized the whole planet to the point that there's like no natural area except for the tip of a mountain peak. I'm trying to figure out... Stoic, the vast Hiccup's dad, is voiced and now played by Gerard Butler, who mainly does acting. That's true, he does a lot of screen acting. Sure, everyone does, but it's something I'm trying out this year. I sort of fell off of Common Writer midway through Geats. I think I just had too much to keep up with. Living here is a few minutes. Family took a liking to his mother, so instead of turning her into drugs, he locked her in his basement and had a kid with her. Geats was good, but it's not my favorite season they've made. Wrong. It's all bad because, shut up. Yuki, speaking of, Kamen Rider, have you been keeping up with, season 2 of, what the Flapjacks is it called? The one show. Go Loser Ranger. I have not. Right, I was gonna find a triangle to put here. Yeah, except I haven't watched the last Sundays. I haven't watched... I am not caught up. I started watching a new anime, which I am now behind. It's a Chinese anime. Well, it's a Japanese anime based off a Chinese Hongwa. That I like. Oh, well, I don't like the Hongwa. I like the anime. It's called To Be Hero X. It's pretty interesting. It's a little all over the place, but not really. Okay. Thank you. The story is still interesting, so that's keeping me going. Is it still kind of, yeah, last I checked, I remember we talked about it, it's like, it's kind of all over the place, and I feel, and it made me lose interest, because I'm like, what is it, what is going on, who, why, what, when, where, who, what, why? And it just made me like, yeah, again, it made me lose interest. Because I was so confused. I was like, what? Like, I really felt like Yuki said, I felt like I lost a whole episode. Like, what happened here? Yeah, I don't blame you. I might go read the manga to get a better experience. Yeah, I might do that too. Also, maybe as the president of the monster world who's based on Cthulhu. You're not supposed to be able to see Cthulhu, Re. I'm quoting the kind of people who get mad whenever Andrew says what's it called? Wendigo. Because according to Indian heritage, if you mention Wendigo, write its name down, read its name, or anything like that, you summon a Wendigo. I hear Claire giving the kitties treats. Oh, what the flapjacks? You know, I think I should just expand the floors here. That way I only have to fix 2 things. You just summoned some. Yeah, don't blame you. I might read. He has a daughter. That's something I need to watch. Let's see what my favorite writer series. Okay. Forgot they made an anime, though I didn't watch it. Mainly because I'm still bitter about how W ended. Actually. Oh my god. Okay, now I just need to fix. Oh, I just realized that's clipping. How long has that been clipping? Okay, now for the semi-difficult part. Oh my god. Oh, it's so cramped in here. Okay, cool. This still works. Does my factory still work? Yes, yes it does. Yes it does. Does someone have a clipping counter? I'd love to see more of Double. Unfortunately, I don't have Crunchyroll. I cannot recommend anything, as if I do, I could get in trouble. But let me just say there are other sites besides Crunchyroll. Cough, cough. Okay, now we'll make the walls wherever there's clipping of the wires, and we'll just go from there. Hi, Milky. Oh, did you want to get out? Come here, Milk. Milk. Sush. BRB chat. I'm gonna go look for my cat Sushi. And we're back, chat. Are any of my cats trolls? Because they meow, and then as soon as I get near them, they run away. Yes, but that's not the cat being trolls. What that is that's your cat saying they want to play. And then they want you to chase them around. That's why they beg for your attention, and then they leave. They want you to chase them. They're basically trying to get you to play tag. Because think about what is natural for a cat. What does nature determine that cats do? Well, they're hunters, but they're also survivors. And when you keep them inside all day, they get bored because their natural instinct is to hunt. And so what happens is they don't get a lot of that interaction. And so they get stressed out, and they try to get you to give them that interaction, but you don't really understand what it is. So that just means they want to play. If you just play with them for like 10 minutes, they'll calm down. Remember, everyone, it's natural to play with your pussy cats. I mean, yes, and yes. What the hell did I just... No, I should have kept that one. Fuck. Now I gotta find where the power is that's missing. Okay, everything looks like it's connected again. If something ends up getting cut off, we'll know. Okay, what is left of my factory to close up? They get light down here? Losers. Some of my factory workers, in other words, the machines, get some light. But mostly they only get unnatural lighting, just from the burning of the coal. Or iron, I should say. Okay, let's head outside. We'll know what I need to fix from there. Damn it, every time. There's my turn. My turn. Every time, because it always goes down to the bottom. See, oh, now it's not you, son of a banshee. Here's an opening I need to close. But that one I need to figure out how to close it. The one problem with this is from the outside I can't find where computers are. But I'll learn the layout again. It is my factory after all. Should I make a second floor here? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Oh, never mind, I can't. Oh, that changes the factory. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that then. Okay, now let's... Okay, that's good, that's good. I have an open hole here for some reason. Any random openings in my factory that I can't see from the outside? Besides the one over there, I think it is. It's over this way, right? Where did we close it up? I think we closed up all the... Neat. Neat. Oh, there's this opening. That's fine. We'll fix this later. This actually just gives me another way to get into my factory. A secret way. Yeah, this creates the... These, and these are my computers. How many computers? Oh, we're already almost full of computers. That's actually... Oh, we're done with making one part of the thing. We need to go back. We need to build some tubes in here now to get through this place faster. Also, now I'm dang confused where to go. We have all the ones we need. We'll leave these on just to build them for the future. But for now, we need to go darn stirs. Tube Town! Let me just check to make sure there's no backup here. Actually, even if there is, we're fine. I went the wrong way. I went in the wrong tube, chat. I went in the wrong tube. Wrong hole, wrong hole. Sabrina's is a troll. She won't even let me near her yet. Today's her birthday, 1st of July. She's 2. Does she ever come to you? I don't know. I would force my cat to start liking me. But I'm also kind of mean. This is just temporary. Wrong tube like the trachea and esophagus. Exactly. I'm thinking of getting her a fancy cat food, single serving to celebrate. I would not get her a fancy cat food. Instead, I would just give her some human food, because they'll think that's they'll think that's delicious and wonderful, and they're more likely to eat something just like if you give them some shredded turkey, chicken, ham, whatever. Maybe some beef or something, or just straight up fish. Whereas if you try to give them some fancy cat food, there's like a 90% chance that they're just going to be like, nope, I don't like it. It's weird. Whereas human food, they'll be like, fuck yeah, that's delish. But you know, it's got to be human food that's not poisonous to cats. She's in the same room as me, and I want to be upstairs. Remember, she sits in the same room and she stares, but if I move towards her, she runs away. Sounds like you just have a very skittish cat. If you want her to be more friendly with you, like physically affectionate, find a thing she likes, like a treat, and hold it and have it out, and have it near you in your hand. And make it so that way she cannot get it until she like sits on your lap or something. You want to start associating being near you with positive feelings. That's how you get your cats to like you. Then again, also, as they get older, they just kind of change. Like my cat Goblin, he liked pets and he liked sitting on my lap every now and then. But as he's gotten older, he's liked sitting on my lap more and more. To where sometimes when I'm watching TV, he'll want to sit on my lap, or he'll want to sit under the blankets next on my feet. Every night when we go to sleep, eventually he comes up on the bed and he curls up next to us and sleeps with us. So he, you know, like every cat has a personality. But there are ways to get your cats to want to spend time with you. You really just got to condition them like, hey, being with me is a good thing. And until you do that, they're not going to associate that feeling. It's that shrimple. I hear that's wrong with new cats. They need some time to get used to having you around before letting you into their personal bubble. Yeah, how long have you had the cat? Ooh, also a good idea is rub your smell on stuff they like, or rub stuff they like on you, so you smell more like them. So if there's like a towel or a blanket they like to sit on, wrap yourself in that blanket for a little while. Like put the blanket on your legs. They'll then be like, oh, this big cat smells like me. Must be friendly, meow. We'll now sit with Big Cat. I've had her since October last year. So you've had her for a full year. Yeah, so it might be good to just try some of these methods to get her to just kind of be more, if you want her to be more cuddly. Because I have a cat who's very cuddly with me, but she is super skittish. She does not cuddle with Claire the same way. She will, but it's rarer. She's more likely to cuddle with me because I'm home more. And I've made her get used to cuddling with me. Like, cats hate being held. I pick my cats up all the time, and they will squirm, but they'll also be like, okay, I'll let you hold me for... Like, they don't freak out the way they used to. Like, Sushi used to, like, as soon as I picked her up, would go, caw! Now, she'll, like, kind of be like this. She'll freeze. And then if I turn her to go on, like, to put her on my shoulder, then she'll go claw. Binks used to sleep on my legs at night. I still miss her. Of course you're going to miss her. You're always going to miss those who were important to you. That's natural. Totally normal. I don't know how I like this. This is starting to bug me. I just realized I spent, what's it been? 3 hours? I spent the last 3 hours not working on the next section of my factory. I am procrastinating hard with the next set. But my factory looks nice. I might change how this section looks. Give it some windows. That way I know where all my shit is. Or, are there signs? I mean, I know there are signs, but do I have them unlocked? I'm curious, chat. Which one do you like more? Window A, window B, window C, or window D? I'm just curious. Do you like the full-on glass window, the trisected, the way more than trisected, or this like factory-looking window? D looks pretty heavy duty. Yeah. I like B the most. D looks like a roof window. It's kind of more like a factory window, but I know what you mean. Sure, yeah, cool. Personally, my two favorites are A and B. C is just way too many sections, and it looks nice. It doesn't look bad. It's just my brain starts being like, oh, there's all the sections, and it like, I don't know, something about it just bugs my brain. And I like D, but there aren't many spots where I'd want to use D, but maybe now I can think of some. You know, let's go through our factory. First, let's check if we have signage. I'm sure... I know I can unlock it. I just don't know if I have unlocked it. Also, why do we need... Needed a couple jump starts. Got a lawnmower, you know? Where's the awesome shop? There it is. Sign. I need 7 tickets. Do I even have 7 tickets? I mean, I'm probably close-ish. This is where I like to put all my junk I don't need. Only have 3? What the? The what? first let's put... Is this grass or wood? This is grass. And this one's wood. It's been a while since I've needed to use wood for anything. And then we'll put this in the mycelia display. Why do I have this display? You tell me. I don't know why. I just like seeing the conveyor belts spinning this around. And then we'll put this in the alien matter. And what's left? Oh, I could have put this in the thing. Yeah, it's not burning at all. That's fine. We don't need it to be. Put this with the rest of the strange alien matter. And I'm going to put this in here. Like I said, I really don't care if she becomes a lap cat, but I'd love her to be comfortable with me so she doesn't run whenever I move. She might just do that regardless. She might just be one of those cats. But again, if you really want to change that, do the smell thing, do the treats thing. It'll associate you with her more positively. She clearly likes being near you. If she's hanging out in the same room as you, she likes being near you. I would definitely do the food thing. Try the smell test, and if the smell test doesn't work, do the treat test. Do you play with her? Actually, that's another question. Is she a treat kitty or a toy kitty? It does matter. That does change things a bit. Not a bunch, but a bit. That reminds me, I want to check. We'll go do it at the section where I have one parked. Or set up, I should say. Parked like it's a car. Ooh. Like it can move. Right, this needs 2 computers. And heavy modular frames. And the chips, the circuit boards. So what am I doing? There's a door over here. How much are we at now? Not quite enough. I think I have 2 tickets, though, somewhere. So we're at least at 5. So we can buy one of these. I don't know why I don't just have this next to the thing. Sign. Yeah, we'll do this one.
Where did you leave your lizard doggos? What's in this storage container? Where did you put the essential components needed to save humanity? Do you wish there was text to prevent you from constantly taking the wrong turn? Disguise your struggles to comprehend the complexity of your surroundings with signs.
Oh, I have a bunch of signs now. Okay, that's sweet. Okay, let's test them out. Let's test them from near, far, wherever we aren't. Wait, do they not go on the wall? Interesting. Okay. Wait, where's signs? It's gonna be so much faster if I just... Is it under special? No. Logistics? No. Walls? Where are signs? Organization? Organization. Okay, so let's see what my boomer eyes can see. Not the small one, that's for sure. I can't even tell what you're supposed to be. Let me check. Wait, where's the awesome shop? I should have gotten the display signs. Well, now I know. That's okay. We can easily get ourselves a few more thingamajiggers. Thingamajiggies? We have so much excess rubber. So we're just gonna lob it in the awesome sink. Like plastic, we won't send into the awesome sink anymore. Because we're using quite a bit. Oh, it's time to make dinner soon. But this is full. Like it's full. So it'll be a while. I got her these colored fur balls that she loves. Originally there were 4, but she tore the pink one apart. She doesn't like pink, but the other 3 she adores. It sounds more actually like she liked the pink one the most. And so she attacked it the most. At least that's what it sounds like to me. What the heck did I do here? A Skrelp. Ooh, I love Skrelp. Mainly because it evolves into the first poison dragon type. I feel like Skrelp is criminally underrated. There, now it looks less messy. It looks lessy messy. Okay, now what we do is we're gonna make windows. Wherever there's a thing that needs a window and needs to be seen. I think that's a good idea. So we'll make windows here. Maybe we should just make the first floor all windows. I'll think about it. Sometimes the kitty does things she knows she's not supposed to, but then she knows she's cute and won't be in trouble for long. She just scratches me, bratty little lady. I would, every time she scratches you, I would put her in a cage or something for an hour. To teach her, like, no, that's bad, don't do that. And if she meows, you ignore her. Otherwise, you're teaching her it's okay to scratch you. Now, if she scratches you because you did something, that's different. Like, if you picked her up and freaked her out and she's just trying to run away, then that's on you, and you can accept, like, okay, I shouldn't have done that. Or you can just be like, I'll get scratched, I don't care. That's me sometimes. However, if you're just, like, playing with her and she gets too aggressive, then you should teach her not to scratch. And if she's like scratching randomly, then she needs some sort of enrichment for scratching, like a scratching post or something. And she just jumped on the bed and went, I'm going to scratch you. She won't scratch other people, just me. That's because you let her get away with it. She ripped the pink one open and spread stuffing all over my kitchen wall. I wouldn't call that love. No. When I say love, I mean in the sense that if you love a movie, you will watch it so many times that you will wear out the VHS or the DVD. She loved it so much, she played with it till it died. And then she learned if she does that too much, it dies and she doesn't get a new one. So she stopped doing that. Not saying either of you did something wrong, I'm just saying that's what happened. Like, we take care of the things we like. Animals just, like, the point of a toy, a cat toy or a dog toy, is to scratch it into smithereens. She has toys and scratching posts, and we play every day. Her game of choice is fetch. Stick toys don't really interest her much for some reason. Well, she's a cat. Cats don't really like stick... Wait, what do you mean by stick toys? Explain. What is your definition of a stick toy? I might have a different... Her games are painful. Lol. Well, what do you mean when she scratch... Like, does she scratch you when you guys are playing? Because, again, if that's the case, she's just getting overly aggressive, and that's natural for cats to do every now and then. Sometimes they just go overboard, just like children. Because, remember, you have to think of your cat as a 3-year-old child. They have the intelligence of a 3-year-old child. Maybe a 2-year-old. But just like a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old, you have to teach them when what they're doing is wrong. Mouse her thing on a stick to tank. Ah, okay. What type of stick toy then? And it does matter because one of my cats, I was like, oh, she just doesn't really like toys. Because no matter what toy we use, she would not go for it. But it's really... What was that? I just heard a loud bang. Let's see. So she jumped. Let's see. So yeah. Anyways, one of my cats, I thought she didn't like toys, and it turns out she doesn't like toys if they're too noisy. If it has like a bell on it or it makes a squeaking sound, she's like, nope, I'm not dealing with it. But if it's a silent like thing, like a piece of string or something, even if it's a string on a stick, she's like, oh, fucking love that. Sometimes she just jumps up on the bed in the night and decides to wrap around my left arm. Always left for some reason, and scratches and bites me. Oh, yeah, okay, so she's playing, and that means every time she does that, you don't tell her no. She's playing with you, and you just let it happen. It's the equivalent of if you have a child who decides, I'm going to draw on the wall, and you're like, oh, he'll grow out of it. And then he doesn't. You have to tell them, like, no, don't do that. And the way you do that with cats is you move them, put them in another room. That tells them, okay, when I do this, playtime is over. And they will stop doing it. My cats used to do stuff like that. My cat Sushi, when I would play with her, and Goblin, actually, when I would pet them, they would start scratching me, and sometimes they'd bite a little bit. And so then I would just pick them up, put them in a new room, leave them there for like an hour. I'd come back and they'd be like, oh, we play again. And then they wouldn't do it again. And now if it gets like real aggressive, like we've been playing a lot and I'm like really scratching, they'll start to do like the little back foot kicks. They and if I scratch like real aggressive for like 10 minutes, like ah, right, like I'm going like this, like literally like this, then she'll bite me and that's her way of saying like you're being too aggressive. Stop that, and I'll stop, and then she'll stop, or him. Mostly it's Sushi, because Sushi I tend to pet real aggressive because she really likes the pets. Straight up, my cat likes fetch. Lots of cats like fetch. It's not actually unnatural for a cat to like fetch. I used to wrestle, which involved me using one arm to try and pin her down while she wrapped her legs around it and nibbled on my hand. She likes her catnip mice. She likes those and likes me to take them and throw them, and she brings them back. Yeah, lots of cats like to do that. It's actually not unnatural for cats to like that. It's just rare because people don't know how to train cats like they know how to train dogs. Because we've had dogs for so many years, and dogs are easy to train comparatively. I'm not saying it doesn't take any work. I'm just saying it takes a lot more work to train a cat. And that's just because cats are finicky, not because dogs are, like, boring, although I prefer cats. But again, the next time your cat starts biting and scratching you for no reason, like you're not playing, she just does that, kick her out of your room, put her in another room, ignore her. If that doesn't work, well, then your cat hates you. I'm kidding. Okay, I really should end soon. I gotta make dinner soon, and I'm starting to feel kind of sick from like the lack of sleep. And then I had coffee right before the stream, so I'd have energy. And it's starting to take its toll on me. I shouldn't have done the coffee. I love how I made this section just so that way this wouldn't clip. Yeah, sure, bisect window, it looks fine. Yeah, look, the reflection is throwing me off. Holy. She's gonna be 2 on the 4th of this upcoming month. She's gonna be 2 on America Day. She was born on America Day. That is affection. It is, but it's also not good, proper affection. They usually learn to stop doing that if they have a sibling that they grew up with. So that's why I say you should get them to stop. How did I do this before? She's gonna. I share chicken nuggets with Sabrina. I eat the batter, obviously, but she does enjoy it. Oh, that's sweet. Maybe I'll do that for her birthday. I'll get her a box of 20 nuggets from McDonald's and share them with her. That's adorable. I love that. She was indeed born on America Day. P is an all-American void. America. Fuck yeah. Here to save the motherfucking day. Yeah, America. Fuck yeah. All-American. Gotta get her a Ford F-150, a gun, and a brisket. Well, briskets aren't really American. At least I don't think of them as American. But the other two are. I always think of briskets as more of a Jewish thing. Not that Jewish people aren't Americans. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. She does not need Ford F-150. That cut does not need the ability to drive. Yes, she does. She's an American. July is a busy birthday month for me. One of my sisters, my brother, my best friend, and now my cat, all in July. Apart from my cat, they're all 2 days apart. That is a busy month. For me, the busy months are the usual ones. October to the end of January. Claire's birthday is in November, and then, you know, everything that happens for the holidays. I have a bunch of friends who also are November babies. Like, almost all of my friends are November babies. Fucking losers. I don't like that. She doesn't even know what country she's in. Every country's America. Lily is anti-cats rights. SMH my head. True. Anything barbecue is quintessentially American in my book. I would disagree with that because there are a lot of other countries that have good barbecue. I would say more specifically hamburgers and hot dogs. Those are pretty American. And I know neither are really fully American, but what is? Besides the spirit of freedom. Let's go check the numbers on that. On the oscillator factory. Are we maxed out on computers, by the way? That was fast. I've never had it max out on computers that fast and have excess. Wow, that's great. Crystal computers, man. Crystal computers. I'm gonna dump some computer stuff. I think I'm gonna end now. That's rather bigoted. I'm disappointed. What is? I'm confused. What did I say? I'm anti-letting my cat on the road. She doesn't even like the car, for the record. Zagard, there are some things you just never give cats access to. Hamburgers and hot dogs are both German. Sort of. They are, but the American hot dog and the American hamburger are not what you would have gotten from Germany. It's kind of like pizza. Pizza's Italian, but the pizza you think of is very much an American thing. Yes, it was made by Italian immigrants, but it's more American than it is Italian. Just like hot dogs and hamburgers are more American. The version you think of are more American than the German kind. That wasn't to you. Got it. I'm just double checking. I was like, what? What's going on? What did I start? I know I always start something, Ukes. She doesn't want her cat on the road. Look, a hamburger may not have been invented in America, but it's because rather strongly associated, so might as well call it American. She's got too much head damage from running into my damn doors. I don't know why she does that, by the way. I can't answer that question. Sounds like she's just overly excited and doesn't really pay attention. Sabrina won't use the cat flap on her litter box. I have to pop it open, otherwise she poops on my rugs. I would just get rid of the flap then, to be honest. I would just get rid of the flap. Alright, I'm going to end here. I need to stop. I didn't do the next section like I said I would, but that's fine. I had fun. We chatted with chat. This was a good day. Good day good pre-America workout. So, thank you all for joining us. She knows how to use them, or her old family had them. Damn, rugs, plural? This guy's rich. I mean, I have multiple rugs, but they were all for free because I got them from other people. Anyways, thank you all for joining us. We will see you next time. Stay safe, stay smart, stay healthy. I really got to rest, make some dinner. So we'll see you for Keyblades of Sauces if I'm not feeling sick. I don't know why I'm feeling like I might be getting sick, but we'll see. Don't believe in yourself. Believe in me. Who believes in you? Bye-bye, chat.